A huge triple header unfolds for the second time already this season. We are in the Europa League Playoff round, but will it be Europa League or Europa Conference football that we play in the group stages? Come and join me as we find out against Swiss side St Gallen, with a surprise top of the table clash sandwiched in between. Yes, hello and welcome along to part 30 of this FM22 Rebuilding save from Viborg with me, Daniel. It's our second stint in Scandinavia and things are going well. We have guaranteed group stage football and I'm hopeful that we're going to be able to do a little bit of transfer work once the group stages are confirmed, because we need to get players in. We've not got a big enough squad once those Thursday nights come around, and at the moment we've not got enough budget left to do anything about it. So if you're looking forward to seeing what happens over the next 3 games, a 2-legged tie against the Swiss side, who we saw had some good players at the end of the last episode, and then a surprise top of the table clash against Nordsjaelland, who have recovered from an awful year last year, then please do add a thumbs up and subscribe for daily FM22 content. There's links to other playlists and a Twitch channel in the eye above to keep up to date with everything going on. And then down in the description below, you can find links to all the other platforms, as well as ways you can support the channel. But thank you very much for watching as always, as we are back to start against St Gallen. We've played 1 game off camera since you were last with me. That was away at Silkeborg, and it was pretty comfortable. Thankfully, because of the Ferencváros tie, we were able to play a strong team. We're going to do the same in both legs of this tie, and then against Nordsjaelland, we're going to have to rotate, and we'll just see how it works. So Beck, Sampaio and Palmer, all of the front 3 getting early goals in that one. But now, it's over to the Europa League, and a win in this tie is worth a good amount of money, because Europa League over Europa Conference, well, that's one hell of a financial reward. So let's get through to the fixtures. We're going straight into the first game here. There has been no transfer news whatsoever since you were last with me. Just more offers for Sampaio and more budget problems in terms of wages. So through the tactical meeting, we're going to be as strong as we can. No changes recommended by the assistant. So let's see the 11 that's picked and whether it's fit enough for today. It is, but there's a lot of heavy match load, so it's not going to be an easy tie at all. We've got 10 players outside the starting 11, which means we're going to have to play one at the weekend or promote a youth player. But otherwise, it's really solid. We've got Lerche in goal, and Yembi and Real the fullbacks, with Messick alongside Carter at centre-half. Witt, Harbo and Canel the midfield 3. Palmer, Beck and the free-scoring Sampaio up front. Is he still going to be here after deadline day? I'd imagine the next week is going to determine that. So let's go and get into the first one away in Switzerland. Please, just let us stay in the tie. 3 changes for our hosts today. They have rotated a little bit for their league campaign. They've got some good players. We mentioned the Spanish and German midfielders who are so good technically. But there's a few older players in that squad too. And maybe physically we can take advantage. But we did have troubles against Hammarby. We went out in Champions League qualifying. When we've played that level of opposition that's up there with us, we have struggled a little bit. So let's get through the tunnel interview. We've got about half of the team motivated. We're going to play positively. We're going to be on the front foot. And hopefully we'll get the right outcome. Well, early doors, just a couple of minutes on the clock. And we're flying down the left in a black kit, which I don't think I've seen us in for a long time. We play in green or white normally. So with the clash here, we are playing in a third strip as we get down the left wing. Real to the byline, chance to cross. We've scored early goals in the other ties. And the goalkeeper has just done us a massive favour. I don't want to get too excited because it all went very wrong against Hammarby from this position. But David Palmer, he has been brilliant at the start of this year. It's similar to Toxvard last year. He's on loan, he'll come of age and then he'll go again. But what a year to have him here. As Real nicks it at left back again. What a start he's had to the match. Finds Sampaio, who gives it to Palmer. It's a brilliant start. He's put Harbo in. The right back played him onside. And he's put it wide at the far post. We cannot afford to miss these chances while we're dominant, because we know they'll come back to bite us. We've learnt that the all too hard way. And you can see now Hammarby must have gone out in the next round of Champions League qualifying, because they're playing young boys in the Europa League tonight. As it's a long ball forward from the free kick. St Gallen having their first move forward. And Yembi gets it from the Carter header though and finds Harbo. Palmer goes long. Sampaio will chase. Well dealt with by the centre-half. Out to Lehmann, the left back. Can St Gallen create something of merit? And can they give us a bit of a scare? It looks likely because Lille's got the ball and they're keeping it well this time. Out to Lehmann, the left back again. Down the line to Ruiz. Holds up possession. Not really going forward or taking on their men. They're trying to play the technical game and pass the ball rather than take people on. It's back to the goalkeeper again. They're in no rush to get forward. Although that ball's long over the top. The defence has parted like the Red Sea. And it's 1-1. And that is inexcusable at this level. To concede a goal straight down the middle from the goalkeeper's clearance. I mean, that's pathetic. Carter and Messick, what are you doing? It's 1-1 and it's their first shot on goal. And as we approach half-time, it looks like that's how it's going to be. Though Anyembi's put a poor header away there. Ruiz picks it up on the left and it finds Quintilla. Through ball to Lille, who looked offside again. Somehow, this one is given in the end. But what a bizarre bit of decision-making that was. Up to half-time, we've dominated the match. But we've conceded the only shot on target against us. And it was such an easy goal to concede. So it's 1-1. We're not really dominating this tie. And with the second leg to come, we saw what happened with Hammarby. I'm not confident with how things stand. Well, we're back at the hour mark as we've got possession with Messick and our whole 11, bar the keeper, is camped into their half. Real down the left has had a really solid game. We're starting to struggle with fitness though. Both wingers, Vit, Sampaio's had a poor game up front. Are we going to get the moment of magic? Beck finds Sampaio. To Palmer. To Beck. It's brilliant football. And Tobias Beck puts it in. 2-1 Viborg. We're back in the lead in this tie. And that is a really well worked move from the front three. Two of them had pretty poor games before that. And Palmer adds an assist to his goal. 25 minutes to go. We're going to think about changes. But we've got a corner kick first with Luca Canel. To the back post to Messick. Oh, he's becoming a star here. Ivan Messick, his threat from corners is enormous. He scored yet another one. He got 2 against Bromby last time out. What a player. Let's make some changes. We're going to take Sampaio off. He'll be replaced up front by Park. I think the rest of it for now, we're probably just going to leave. Because none of these lads are going to play at the weekend. So it doesn't matter if the fitness isn't perfect. We'll wait till the last 10 or 15 minutes. Then we'll make a couple more to preserve legs. So here we are, approaching the final 10. 2-goal lead is imperative to keep it. So Anyembi will come off at right back and be replaced by Oscar Burr. And then going forward, Tobias Beck, he'll be replaced by Rothman because he struggles with injury. And as we're back, what is it? It's a throw-in for St Gallen. The changes will be made, so we should have fresh legs on. And in fact, we don't even see the highlight. We've got a free kick on the left with Rio to Messick. A fourth would be a proper bonus here. As Vit holds it up, through ball to Rothman. Fresh legs off the bench. He's cutting in from the left. Jurchin Rothman scored. And I'm pretty confidently saying that I think it's Europa League football now. A massive night away in Switzerland. A massive result. And yet again, a late Jurchin Rothman goal off the bench. Brilliant stuff from the Danish legend. And he is a legend at this club now. A 4-1 win. That was unexpected. Now let's get through Nordsjaelland and be back for the second leg. Nordsjaelland time, and we will be rotating our squad fully. If we get beat, we will not be top of the league after this, but it is very tight at the top. And the sides featuring in Europe all struggling a little bit. So let's go and pick our 11. It's going to be 10 or 11 changes if we can. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. Right then, the predicted 10 changes. Just Real at left back keeps his place, and Messick will rotate with him later in the match. We've got Morten Behrens between the sticks, Real and Burr the fullbacks with Mulgaard and Carlson as centre half, Winther, Jacobson and Schroeder, who moves into a midfield 3 for today's game, and then Blaham, Rothman and Park up front. We need some magic. It's a good side, but it's not good enough to compete at the top of the table. Not every week anyway. So let's see how it gets on at home to Nordsjaelland, the surprise package at the start of the Danish season. Well, 2 changes for Nordsjaelland, who have had the benefit of a week off. We have not quite had the same luxury. They've still got Banzer up front, who scores goals against us, despite Beck, the new Copenhagen manager, stealing most of their other attacking stars. So let's get through the tunnel interview and into the first half. Nearly 9,000 in again at Viborg. It's brilliant crowds this year. So let's hope it makes an impact on the game, because the team is not the strongest. Though Rothman's got an early corner. Carlson's up at the back post. And Park nods in. VAR checks, but he was being marked by the man in the middle. And there was a bloke on the post as well. So despite the fact he was beyond the keeper, he was definitely onside. There were still 2 players and the goals awarded. Park in on loan from Copenhagen and a big early goal for him against Nordsjaelland. What a start. And we're back with 14 on the clock, as to be fair, Bromby have started well as well, and Nordsjaelland are on the front foot, but Winther does well to intercept the play and give it back to Behrens, the keeper. Another very solid replacement who goes long towards Park, good touch, but just beaten to it by Schlockerbeck, and it's long downfield to Yildiz. And Clervo to Silva, good football until Jacobson intercepts again. And while we haven't got the best team out today, we've got a lot of good players in terms of intercepting and reading the game. Young Winther, very good at that, as is Jacobson. And now it's a corner kick on the left-hand side. We're looking really strong on the counter as Rothman puts it in. Carlson's up again. We are such a threat from set pieces. I cannot explain to you how much work we do on them. And it's so rewarding that it's paid off in this save. As it goes back to Mulgard. And there it is again, right on cue. 16 gone. The youngster scores his first goal for the club. And despite rotating 10 players, despite having a pretty average side out, we're 2-0 up and we're dominant. And thankfully, it's gone very quiet since that. So at half-time, it's 2-0. It's been a really professional display. We know that with the side we've got out, we are always going to be susceptible. But at the moment, we're delivering the goods. I'm just going to switch Blaham to an inverted winger, just to give us a little bit more threat that side. As another free kick comes in, again causes some carnage, but the goalkeeper manages to clear it downfield. Winther will chase it, keeps the ball in on the right, just don't do anything silly. To Real, the left back, who won't be on much longer, finds Carlson, and he goes wide to Burr. Has options down the line, but instead goes himself. Eventually finds Blaham, who crosses for Park. It's a brilliant ball in, but he can't make the most of it. Over the bar it goes. 2-0 it stays. 55 gone, so I'm just going to make the change at left back and bring on Ivan Mesic. Nothing else changes for now. We'll make the other 4 in 15 minutes or so. We're coming up to the final 15 minutes. I was about to make changes and then we come back for a highlight. Randers have equalised against Bromby, so everyone else is tightening up and we got a chance of pulling away here despite playing a very weakened side, as Devlin gives it into centre midfield. Nordsjaelland will still be a threat. Do not be fooled late in this game, as we look at potentially taking a Rothman off, maybe being a bit more solid here. Bradal cuts in from the left, finds Banza to Fridriksson, wide to Lasme again. 3 or 4 in the middle, Bradal's one of them. It's a good save from Morten Behrens, stayed big for as long as possible, and he manages to preserve the clean sheet. Let's make the changes we can, with Rothman coming off for Tobias Beck. He'll do 15 minutes. Sampaio will come on for Park up front. Basically all the ones I might want fit off the bench in midweek. Burr will switch with Anyembi. That's one of our regular changes. And Cannell will come on for, I think, Tobias Carlson. And then we'll put Mesic in at centre-half. We'll put Schroeder back to left-back and Cannell into his natural midfield role. So if anything, we've actually got stronger defensively. And who knows, Mesic might score from a set-piece now. 15 to go. I'm thrilled we're 2-0 up. We've really deserved it on the balance of play, and this young side has delivered a masterclass, although Anyembi has picked up a knock off the bench. That's a problem for us potentially. Oscar Burr is a solid replacement, but not often fit, so we could have a problem yet for Thursday night. For now though, a brilliant 2-0 win, 2 very strong performances to start the episode. But last time we had a triple header, it finished in utter heartbreak at Hammarby. What's going to happen this time? Back in a minute to find out. Time for our tactical meeting, and I'm infuriated because Connors Key are guaranteed group stage European football. How many years did we wait for that with Bangor City last year? And it's happened within 5 seasons here. Absolutely baffling. But still, we've got a 4-1 lead. We should be getting through here and making it to the Europa League, which would be massive for this club and would allow us hopefully to do a bit of transfer work at the end of the window. We're still having a look around, but we've got no wages left yet. So at the moment, it's sell to buy. I don't want it to stay that way. Let's get our changes made. Let's get the opposition instructions on. It should be the same team as last week, but let's go and see if it is in front of another sellout crowd at Viborg. It is one change from last Thursday's team, because although Anyembi is fit after coming on and picking up a knock on Thursday, or on Sunday, sorry, I should say, he's not quite in perfect condition. So Oscar Burr is going to get his appearance on the right-hand side. Not much of a downgrade in fairness, but whether he stays fit for 90 is another question. The rest of the team picks itself. It's the same as last week with the same bench too. So just that one change at right back, and hopefully a similar outcome to the last 2 games. Anything other than a 3-goal defeat or more, and we will be in the Europa League. And here we go again. Very similar side, but with some slight tactical tweaks for St Gallen. Lehmann looks like he's in the midfield rather than at left back. They've then got a change of shape for a flat four with Ruiz and Quintilla. It's an interesting team, so I'm wondering if they're going to go a bit more aggressive. The number 9's on the bench. He played last time out, I'm pretty sure. Maybe my eyes have deceived me, but let's get the lads motivated. Prove a point. Do not step off the gas, because we saw against Hammarby with an away advantage, it doesn't mean anything. If we let in a couple of quick goals here, panic will set in. So hopefully we can avoid that and make it a comfortable night here in Denmark. And we've got an early corner, and if we could get one of these routines right, it would certainly make it a bit easier. The relief is palpable as Hayden Carter heads in. Luca Cannell is going to get so many assists this season. He might not be better than Toxvard at a lot of things, but he is a wonderful corner taker, and he's delivering assist after assist at the moment. But early doors, they're coming straight back at us. St Gallen into the box, and Ivan Mesic has gone from hero to villain because he's just conceded a penalty. And it feels like every tie, second leg tie I should say this season, we've scored early and then conceded straight after. It's another penalty kick. Lerche has the chance to be a hero. Who's going to take it? Left-footed. Quintilla steps up. Lerche cannot save it. Goes the right way, but it's into the bottom corner. It's 1-1 on the night. Back to where we were. Well, thankfully, as we approach the half an hour mark, things have quietened down big time here, and we put another cross into the box. David Palmer heads just over. I want you to note the scores when they pop up. Connors Key now winning at Karabag. I mean, it's taking the mick out of me. We didn't get another side in the Europa League, I don't think, for the whole of the first 15 years at Bangor City in FM21. And Connors Key are making it look easy as Palmer gives it to Harbo. Let's focus on us again for now. Palmer delivers. It's a brilliant ball to Beck. And he slides it wide of the post. That's a pretty good chance, you've got to say. He should probably be scoring that, as Burr's got a throw on the right. It looked a foul throw, but we get away with it. Sampaio heads the Harbo cross wide. You feel we're just a whisker away from a second goal and wrapping this tie up. We're 5 to the break. It's 1-1 on the night, and we've still got a 3-goal aggregate lead, as Palmer loses the ball to Ruiz. The left-back finds Quintilla, the scorer. Back into defence again. They're in no rush to get it forward. They're still playing normal football, trying to break the lines, trying to pull us out. But we are sitting into a lovely shape, and at the moment we're not getting broken. The Ruiz on the left finds Lille, cuts inside to Quintilla. Space to run into, but goes backwards again, and he's found its way to the centre halves. Toloma picks it up. Goes into midfield to Lehmann, who is playing centre midfield and on a yellow card. Up to Bundu, who goes wide to Gortler. And it's up to the right back who's overlapping. Into Bundu again. The front two have got a runner and Bundu's going alone. Brilliant solo run. And a wonderful save from Lerche. Tips behind for a corner kick. The Pyrotechnics are in a crowd behind the goal. And it's a corner kick for Ruiz. Outswinging delivery. Headed away by Harbo. Can we hold on to half time? Lille gets the ball to Ruiz. It's a great spell for the visitors. St Gallen on the attack again. Don't give another penalty. Jeez, Palmer dived in. He got away with it. And at the break, it somehow stays 1-1. Definitely some warning signs at the back there. We're going to tell the lads to prove a point again. They're still comfortable in the tie. They've just not got to panic, because that's where it can get ugly. And we're back just a few minutes into the second half as they've got the ball in goal, St Gallen, and go long towards Bundu. Mesic wins the header this time, finds Cannell. Brilliant through ball to Palmer. Dinks the keeper and hits the woodwork. And then it's cleared off the line. I thought that was the moment. It just wasn't to be. Great chance goes begging. But on a night, we're starting to find some dominance again. The final 20 minutes have arrived and I feel like it's time to make some changes. Vitt is booked and really struggling physically in the holding role. So Tobias Carlson, experienced central defender, comes to sit in front of the back four. Beck and Palmer are struggling on the wings, so Beck will be replaced by Rothman and Palmer will be replaced by Park, his fellow Copenhagen youngster. He'll be an inverted winger on attack. And we're just going to see out the game. 20 to go. Hopefully those fresh legs give us some impetus on the counter. As we're back with St Gallen in possession in defensive areas again. They've kept the ball well back there largely as they give it away on cue. But they haven't really shown a huge threat bar that 5-minute spell at the end of the first half. As Burr holds it up on the right hand side. Chance to cross to the back post to Rothman. Into Flavio Sampaio. It's touch and go for offside. I think he was just alright. And if he scores it, if it does count, we are in the Europa League group stages. There we go. Goal awarded. 6-2 on aggregate. the party is starting, as it's a throw on the right for the visitors. They'll be looking to come straight back into this. They want to get a result on the night for their coefficient too, as Bundu shoots from distance. It's over the bar. Stays 2-1. It's been comfortable in the end. I think Connors Key have conceded, so they might be dropping into the Europa Conference, but Tobias Karlsson is starting a counter for us. Sampaio picks it up, he's got a runner ahead of him. Goes down the left wing, finds Rothman. Support arriving in the box, Rothman cuts back. Sampaio can't quite get there, but he's pressing the defender. He's forced a ragged clearance, and he's straight out for a Viborg throw. Just 6 minutes left. We're exactly where we want to be. We've had 36% of the ball tonight. No possession. It's been all about set pieces and it's been all about counters. As Karlsson on the edge of the box finds Burr. Had a really good game covering at right back. Gets to the byline again. Cuts it back for Harbo. And it's back out to Burr again. Chance to cross but plays short to Harbo. Chipped up to Rothman who brought it down on his left side. Into Park. It's a good block. Sampaio back to Rothman though. And Joachim Rothman has delivered the late show off the bench again. The ultimate super sub, our very own version of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And it's 3-1 on the night, 7-2 on aggregate, and Europa League football is on the way. Well, time for the Europa League group stage draw. 2.9 million just for being there, and we're in the fourth pot, so we'll be one of the favourites to go out. I wonder what other Danish sides have got through. We'll look at that next time round. And we have requested increased budgets. No acceptance yet. So let's get through the draw. We'll draw the first 3 pots and see which of the European giants we'll be up against. Well, there's some pretty nasty groups here, but there are also some where I'd fancy maybe taking third place. The ones I want to avoid really are the last two, because we've got Leicester, Wolfsburg, Lens, and we've got RB Leipzig, Rangers, Nice. They look atrocious groups to be in. Otherwise, I think we might nick third in some of the others. So let's get through. Group A, Besiktas, Bilbao, Pelsen, Mura, not us. Wolfsberger, Anderlecht and Braga. That will be Hammarby, who we lost to in Champions League qualifying. Group C is a weird one. 2 giants in Arsenal and Fiorentina, and in a minnow with respect to them to Astana. That's Viborg. So we have got to battle Astana for third place in a group, because don't forget, that's Europa Conference football after Christmas. But we've got one winnable game against Astana. We'll see what squads they've got when we get there. Interesting that the media have pointed out that Astana is the biggest game in that group. Seems a little bit odd. The first game's at home to Arsenal. I've got to show Viborg v Arsenal. We'll be back for that in Edgeburg next time out. If you did enjoy this one, then please do put a thumbs up on it and subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. All the key links to playlists in the eye above and to other platforms and ways to support the channel in the description down below. You can see the latest top 3 above my head now, focusing on mentoring in Football Manager. But thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time as we'll be back to host Arsenal.